Okay, so what I thought I would demo, though, you may have seen this week, Hazel posted our little thread floss bobbin holder box that I'd shown you before from the Happy Box on Instagram, and it's sort of gone a bit viral and everyone's wanting those. And I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, hi Kayleen, that in the pattern it says that there's a video tutorial on the website. Well, there's actually not yet because I never got around to doing it. So I thought, well, let's do that tonight. We'll get around to doing it. So the pattern comes with the all the blanks in it and the magnets. So these are the bobbins. Someone asked today if you get the bobbins as well. Yes, you do. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bobbins to roll your stranded threads onto. And then once they've got a full skein on there each, only about 5 fit in there. Now the original one, this is the original one that I made, and it's what's photographed in the on the pattern cover. But once I did it, I wanted to change a couple of things. So I have followed the instructions to this point. So there was an outer piece of fabric with foam fused to it, and then the lining piece of fabric with just a little bit of Helen fused on this end. And so on the outer piece, you insert the male sides of the magnet. Now I've said 1/2 inch from the edges. Which 1/2 inch from the edges is sort of about the center of it, but I think I would go further in because my 1/4 inch seam allowance is right against it. So I would actually go 1/2 inch to the edge of it. So in here, doesn't matter how far in you go. So I think next time I'm going to put it in a little bit further, just away from those edges, or you could use a zipper foot to stitch around them. So I just had to be careful stitching around it. So that side has been inserted, and then I've stitched around my outside edges, and I've got an opening here on one of my long sides. Okay, and then I'm going to trim my corners off. And yes, the foam is cut a little bit smaller than the fabric, so that there's not quite so much bulk in the seams when we turn it through. Right, so I'm clipping those corners, and then I'm going to pull it through. You know a good online store, Debbie. Yes, I'm going to put the links up for those boxes in a minute. I believe they are on the website. Alright, so I'm pulling this through to the right side. It is pretty bulky because it's got that foam in there. And I'll push my corners out. Right, and then I need to switch my iron on and get an ironing mat. And we're just going to press this in and press all our seams out well. What's it say? Yes, I'm a try one. So see, my magnets are right in the corners. I just would now have them in a bit further. It won't matter, it'll still quite nicely, but yeah, I would have them further in. Okay, so now I'm going to slip stitch that opening closed. If I've got a needle here, surely I've got a needle and thread here. I really would use an applique needle, but I don't have one. Don't have to be too neat about it because this is going to be sewn in to the timber blank, but I will just quickly stitch it closed. Tie that off. And we're going to take our strong thread, which I'm just using a Pearl 16 thread. And I'm remembering how I did this several months ago, so if I get it wrong, I'll have to do it again. So it's going to be here. Okay, so I'm just going to put that with the top even with the actually I'm going to do it differently. This is the way I did it, but just let me think about this. No, that's right. Okay, the top even with the top hole, and then just take your thread up through to the corner and pop the knot. Pop the knot inside there if you can. Whoops, without breaking it. No, didn't work. You just have to ease it in. Hi Wendy. What needles do you use for applique? We have our own Hugs and Kisses needles, Janet, and they're short and strong so they won't bend, but they have a big eye, so they're sort of like a Cruel number 10. Okay, so where was I starting? Here. So I'm putting it even like that. Then I'm just going through the hole and catching the edge fold. Yep, that's going to be all right. And then I fold it this way around the corner. I need my little thimble tape thimble. And then I'm going to fold it this way. Sometimes you might just have to pick the little timber dots out where it hasn't come out from the laser. Just poke them out, that's okay. I got to my last hole. Hi now. I'm going to go through that again. And then just knot it off. And take that thread through and out of the way. And that's one side on, so you just pull it now so that that's on the right side, sitting nice and flat like that, nice and square, and then this one will wrap around the top like that. Okay, but now we have to do the other end. And get some new thread. Hi, Sharon. And we're going to get it at the start point here and ease that knot through to the inside. Let's trim my tail. Right, so this one, we're going to actually flip it inside out and then find our other end. Which is here. And so that one will go around like that. Okay, so I'm going to put it right sides together there. Start at my top point so it's nice and square and even. I'll do 2 stitches through the top one. While I'm stitching ASA, ladies, I think I'll be opening the link tomorrow for bookings. Just testing out the booking form. It should be ready to go tomorrow. And I also got the itinerary for the Japan cruise and tour in 2027 today. So I'm assuming that will be out soon too. Okay, now we're going to fold it this way around this corner. We're nearly there. Sorry, it's probably like watching paint dry, but it does give you the easiest way to stitch it up. And I can then use it for my tutorial. Through the top hole a couple of times for a bit of extra strength. Tie a knot. Trim that off. Right, now we have to gently turn this through to the right side. Very gently. One end at a time. And we just ease that back over. Might have done my stitches a little bit tight, but we will get it there. Okay, and then the base bit here goes down into here, and you can put a bit of glue in it, but if we've got it the right size, it should just pop down into there and through the little hole. We get it in there properly. Have to get it to sit through the 2 holes. That one's not quite in. Oh, Bentley. Why is that not going in? Okay, I will ease that in a minute. I'll just let the dog out. Alright, I just can't get that one in. Why not? I think because I haven't got this out enough. I don't want to break it by trying to do it while I'm on the camera, so we'll get that one sorted in a minute. But then what we do is we get our blue washout pen and just put some little dots on here, and then bring this over onto those dots, and it just makes 2 little dots on here where the opposite end of our magnets need to go. Okay, so then you get your other half of your magnets, which I had here somewhere, and make the markings for your 2 little legs. You can either just push them in and get the markings, or you can put your little ring over there and use that to put the markings on there. And then I do have a little quick unpick. So then you're just going to very carefully, just through the top layer and that parlan that you put on there, make 2 little slits. So you don't want to go through to the other side. And we're going to, not the orthodox way of doing it, and you could do this before you sew it together if you think you can guess the spot. But this is the way I've said to do it. So you're just going to put your little legs through there. And then I didn't bring my little pliers up, but through the fabric, I am just bending over my little legs. So it should be going through at least the lining fabric and the parlan, so there's enough to hold it there. And then you just feel it and push those little wings down. I won't that push down. There we are. One side, I can probably just squeeze that down now. And then my other one on this side. A little bit fiddly. And then they should just pop onto this once I've got this base in properly. I'm just not quite sure why it's stuck. Just got it jammed in somewhere it's not meant to be. But they will just pop onto your magnets like that. And then you take your skeins of floss, which I don't have one here, and wrap them around your bobbin. Now there's a little niche here where you can start it, so just a little notch there that you can pull the start of the thread through, and there's a little slot up here where you can put the end of your thread just to hold it there so it doesn't unravel. And then there's a hole in the top of it that's big enough that if you've got a length, you know, you take 6 strands out and you just use 2, you can just loop the rest of the length through that hole if you want to. But they will just sit in there, wrapped in the thread, like that. And I haven't got the colour photo, but yeah, you can see there the wrapped bobbins will sit in your little bobbin box like that. When you turn it through to the right side, we just need to flip it so that the fabric is sitting on the inside edges. So when you're whip stitching, if you're too tense, too tight with it, it's quite a challenge to flip it to the inside, but I've got it through now so that all your stitches are showing around the timber and the piece's fabric is sitting between the two pieces of timber. And if you've cut it out accurately, that's the perfect size to get your little base piece in there. And then that's nicely locked in there. So you could put a little bit of glue in there and glue that now, or because I've sort of forced it down in there, it just sits nicely anyway. Then I'll put my bobbins in. Which I will wrap with my threads that I'm using for my Mary Mary later. And then your magnets just close it up nicely there like that. And there's your little case. You can give that a bit of a press. The other tip I would use, I used a scrap of foam bag batting that was fusible, and you can see how that puckers after all when it's fusible. I don't tend to use fusible anymore. I just use the non-fuse and spray base that on, and then that keeps it much smoother. But I've just given that a press. And there's your little thread bobbin box, just like that. Okay. So anyway, that was the demo of that. I'll go back and edit that and put it on the website where the link says it is, and it's actually not.